trading card games offer complex and nuanced battles between a variety of cards. With so many cards in a game, often a select few creep their way up to the top as being more powerful, warping the metagame around them. Sometimes a card may seem bad at first glance, but hold an interesting position relative to the most powerful cards in the format. But oftentimes, cards are just reminders that card design is an art form, and art can be very difficult. In this series, we're going to prove that we're champion level players by getting a win with even the worst designed Pokemon in existence. Using a wheel, we'll figure out which Pokemon we'll encounter for that day and set out to prove that we can win with any card. Will I crack under the pressure, or prove that I'm the champion deck builder I think I am? Find out on this episode of Pokémon Pocket Roulette. New episodes premiere Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 10 p.m. EST. What's up everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Pokémon Pocket Roulette. And without further ado, I'm going to spin the wheel and see what we're going to build around today. I've been having a lot of fun with this series, and hopefully you have too. And today we're building around Primeape, a really fun and interesting card. And with that Primeape, we're going to be building not only just Primeape, but whatever we pull secondary, which is going to be the Poliwrath. Call us Chuck, because we've got a... Today we are doing our best impression of Chuck, the fighting master. You know, we got to get that Cianwood gym badge. We're going to give it out to anyone who's able to beat us, which is not going to be that difficult. Today we're rocking Primeape Poliwrath, and here's the deck. Basically what we have going on is we are going to only be using fighting energy because Poliwrath only requires one water energy, and we're going to try to use Misty to circumvent the fact that we can't do anything with him. Now, there's a few pros. Poliwag and Poliwhirl are both colorless energy, so fighting energy works on them. It gives us a couple of turns to find that Misty. We're really looking to go second, as always in this series. It's just one of those things that is better. But being able to go first with Poliwag line won't hurt as bad, especially if we can end up getting a Misty. The cool thing about Misty in this deck is we don't have to use Misty to like blow the opponent out by getting like 5 coin flips. We really just need one. We just need to generate that one water energy, 50% chance. If we do 2 Misties, it's like all but guaranteed because I think that's how mathematics works. We've got the X speed to get Primeape out of there. Helps with Poliwrath, who's got 2. He's got a really cool ability. It's the Druddigon ability, except Druddigon is way better and a basic mon, whereas Poliwrath requires a lot of investment. We've got Cyrus to pull some things in. Primeape being able to hit for 100. If they try to escape, we can pull it back in. Take an EX out. Anything with 200 health is going to die in 2 turns to that combo, permitting they don't kill us on the crackback. We've also got the Giant Cape, which has really cool synergy with Primeape. It's like utilizing a potion to keep your health full, except it doesn't actually have your health be full. So Primeape is going to deal a bonus 60 damage if it has some damage on it. And then that's going to make him deal 100 damage with his attack. If we go against an Arceus, we'll be able to knock it out with that plus like a Poliwhirl, or we can just pull it back in with Cyrus. So yeah, so I'm looking forward to getting in there, chopping some opponents up, and really seeing if anyone has what it takes to take down me, Chuck, the gym leader. Guys, so here we are going up against our first opponent. Will they be able to defeat me, Chuck, the gym leader? If they're level 50, they're already over leveled. We're already at a pretty severe disadvantage, but let's see if they can earn the Storm badge. Hopefully I can lead with my traditional Primeape. We're going to go first, so suddenly we're in a harder position to be in. They're playing a water deck. We've got Poliwag, so we could go Mankey. Let's just go with Poliwag. We'll see how it works out. We could lead with Mankey. They're going second and they have a Manaphy deck. This is about what we expected, right? There's our second Poliwag, but we can go ahead and hit the research. I was considering leading with Mankey to make it where they don't want to attack us, and there's Misty. So suddenly we're already at a crazy advantage. Only if we can make the shot, though. So no X speed. We're in kind of a pickle. We're just going to go ahead and end our turn, see what they end up doing. Having the fighting energy coming, we only have fighting energy in this deck. The only way to create a water energy is through this Misty. So they've got the Golden Crown Palkia. They're going to Manaphy, and they're going to just immediately start wrecking our face. I will say the Piplup Manaphy background's super cute. I like the promo Manaphy a lot. We're going to draw, we've got Poliwhirl. They're already, in trouble. So what we're going to do is we're going to Misty Flip. See if we get anything here, and then we can see if that's the correct direction we need to be going. And we do not have anything yet, unfortunately. If we evolve, we have one more retreat cost, which is a problem. I want to say we've already lost this game, not going to lie. I'm going to leave the Poliwag, and we're going to hit him with a Razor Fin. I don't want to get any nonsensed. Basically, what's going to happen is they're just going to Manaphy attack us again. We don't have a good way to threaten anything. If we draw Poliwrath, we've made a mistake. But they're already set up, and we don't have a good way to deal 150 damage to the Palkia. What we really need to see is the Poliwrath. So Professor's Research is a good start. But if we don't end up... There's Pokeball and there's Primeape. We have no targets for Pokeball. Maybe we should run Communicator. We do have a target. I'm kidding. I was just making some stuff up. We're going to go Mankey. We're going to retreat. We're going to let the Mankey recklessly charge in. We're going to switch to the Poliwhirl. And we're going to recklessly charge this Manaphy. It living with 10 health means they have another opportunity. Or they could just knock us out with Zone Smash. This just deals 60 straight up. Oh, and they've got the Irida, so they're just immediately going to heal all of the damage off. We're going to get Zone Smashed. And, yeah, it doesn't even matter if they hit the heads. This is a pretty powerful, when you're able to get it set up for free like that with the Manaphy, you don't even have to worry about having the Vaporeon to do the Palkia strategies. You can just use this Origin Form Palkia. We'll see what we draw. If it's not something crazy, like... I don't even know what it could be. Yeah, I'm in another Pokeball. That was a quick one right there. You, sir, have earned yourself the Storm Badge from me. And congratulations, young whippersnapper. The way you utilize those water-type Pokemon really sent me reeling. You must have been training in the Cianwood ocean for quite a while. We'll go ahead and hop into the next one. Hopefully we won't get Turn 2 Manaphy, Palkia, plus Origin Form Palkia, plus heads, because why not? And yeah, we've already found our next opponent. We're going through the ringer today. This is Antho, like Anthony, or is it like Anto? Anyway, we're going to have him challenge us. We don't seek challengers. They come to us. They know that we have exactly what they're looking for. And we'll see what he's coming. Nice to meet you too, Antho. Yes, we're going second. All right, skill check has been passed. And there is... nothing left to do. We do have the Poliwag. We're probably going to lead with the Misty because we are going to need that water energy eventually. But we might not need to, actually. They're playing Grimer, which will be fun. They're going to Pokeball, playing a Dark deck. I've not seen much Muck. He's got the Venoshock ability. The problem... It's a really cool idea to have Grimer poison something, evolve into Muck the following turn, and then take it out with Venoshock, but it doesn't follow a particularly good curve because he requires 3 to do the Venoshock, and so it's like you poison them, you put an energy, and you evolve it, and you can't do anything, and then you wait another turn. And if they're really sitting around to get poisoned that long, then they've already won. Then they're really just kind of letting you win, or you were going to win regardless of what you were playing. So... we've got our X-Speed, good little utility card, grab our Pokeball. This will actually work out really well if we can draw. We're going to go ahead and try to grab Mankey here. We're looking for him because we can X-Speed out. There's double Poliwrath, wow. No big deal though. We'll get the other Poliwag in. The problem with the second Poliwag, which might be worth considering in deck reconstruction, is that we would have to Misty one and then Misty another. So it's like super high roll to ever get a second Poliwrath set up. We can use the Poliwhirl though. This is actually going to be an annoying little problem right here. So they're playing a Grimer Darkrai deck. That's interesting. Darkrai gets around our Counterpunch ability, our counterattack, which is annoying. We're going to take 10 plus the other 10. So already we're at like kind of a risky spot. Oh, and there is our Mankey. Exactly what we want to see. Actually, I don't know if that's what we want to see right now. We can get some stuff set up. We really need the Poliwrath. I actually think we're in pretty much of a pickle. We can get the Mankey set up and hope that we can draw. We're going to run away so we can get the poison damage. We're pretty low, we have pretty low base HP totals. This Reckless Charge is going to deal not even half of Grimer. If we do get poisoned, we're then going to have to deal with the fact that we're going to take 10. If we switch, then they can come back. We need to see Primeape. We already knew that, though. Oh, we actually just die. Our Mankey is just dead right here because of the Darkrai and the Grimer. That's interesting. That's really cute. I like the low damage I like this. I like the low damage, Grimer attacking. It's kind of like a different version of the Weavile deck where you're just kind of poking and getting some damage in where you can. If this Grimer also was set up with like a helmet, it would be doing even crazier more damage. So there's the Muck. This was actually a misplay. Now we could potentially knock this thing out if we draw Primeape. They could have just attacked and we didn't have a way to counter kill unless... Yeah, so we really just need Primeape. Ooh, okay, that's close. That's close. And we're going to draw? No. Okay, well, sometimes them the breaks. We're going to get our Poliwag here set up. We don't have much we can do. Our opponent misplayed, but it doesn't really matter. It's such a bad position for us to be in. So we know the Muck actually can't take us out. So what we're going to do is we're going to Giant Cape. They can put energy on Darkrai. We're going to take 20, but it won't knock us out. They don't really have a good way to knock us out, and I don't think the 10 health is going to matter. So we're just going to go ahead and use our Reckless Charge just in case they have like a potion or something. And that'll also put it below. It was already below Poliwrath range. We just got to hope the Misty hits. Classic water deck vibes. Hoping Misty hits. But realistically, we're just in a weird spot. Muck has a lot of health. But again, they've misplayed. Just because you can play a card doesn't mean you should. Grimer would be doing so much more work right now. They could Leaf and then like flip us out. We're taking the damage here. Poliwhirl can actually knock out this Muck, which could be interesting. We have a play where we could Misty flip the other Poliwag to get it set up. Oh, there's the potion. So now we do need the Primeape for sure. And Giant's Cape. That sucks. That's really not what we need to see. But if we can get this Misty flip, get a water energy generator, we just need the one. Yes. Okay. Ha. So now we're in the game. We'll take 2. Why not? That actually saves us and gets us set up over here as well. We can pop this, send in the Poliwhirl, and then we're going to get our other ace, Poliwrath, out. We're dynamic punching, mega punching. That's lame. We have 150 health, really good base stat total. I'm going to save the cape. It doesn't make any difference right now if we have cape or not. We're going to mess up this Muck with our mega punch. We didn't miss. 85% accuracy in like a bunch of games. So bad. So much better than mega kick though. And now they're going to send someone out. So we just need to take out one of their EXs, which is actually kind of likely because we have the Cyrus in hand. We have the 80 damage from Poliwrath. They have nothing that can knock us out in one. They could potentially send Sneasel in and try to poke us down without evolving. By doing that, that would allow them... Oh, they're just going to send the Darkrai in so they can mess us up. That's cool. We still just need to find Primeape. We have 6 cards left in deck. It's like a 33% chance that it's the next draw. We've used both our Oaks. We're going to take that chip damage. If they attack us, though, they're going to take some damage here. Ooh. We're going to counterattack them. That's our signature ability. That's where like Rocky Helmet could come and play. And there's the Primeape. So now we're going to put the energy on the Mankey. I'm not going to let them very obviously see our angle. If we send the Primeape in and they have something like Cyrus, they might see it as a threat and they can pull it out. If they do that, though, we could still beat them because they've used one of their potions. So it doesn't actually matter, but I still like keeping my cards closer to my chest. So we're going to go ahead and Mega Punch. That's going to put Darkrai in range for us to kill him on the next turn, and then we'll get the double points. That's the thing about the EXs, is with Cyrus, they're a lot more vulnerable. So if you have some pretty heavy-hitting mono, like one... So they're going to leaf it out. They can kill us with Weavile, but it just doesn't beat Cyrus. Cyrus is such a crazy card. It really has shaped the way. Before you could like just hide on the bench with this excessive amount of health. There's the potion that we were just talking about. But it's not going to make a difference. They've got the Sneasel, even if they go into Weavile. Yeah, they've got the Weavile. They'll knock out our Poliwrath, but then we're just going to Cyrus in the Darkrai, and then that'll be the game. So there's the other Darkrai EX. That's the other thing why Sabrina was one of my favorite cards, and then Cyrus just says, hey, 90% of situations, I'm just better than Sabrina. We get the counterattack on the Weavile. Weak to grass, energy to green, unfortunately, so we're not going to be able to take it out that way. But yeah, here's the Mankey. We're going to evolve it into Primeape. This Primeape's so cool. Requires a little bit of finagling just because of the way, you know, having to have taken damage, and he doesn't have a particularly high health pool. But we'll Cyrus in that Darkrai. And then we'll go ahead and fight back, deal 100 damage, and take the W. So, interesting deck. The Darkrai Weavile EX is good. I really liked the variation they have with the Muck, or with the Coughing. Not the Coughing, with the Grimer. Really neat to be able to utilize that. So cool that we got the Poliwrath dub. And yeah, I want to see what we can do if we get... We basically did what the deck's designed to do, right? Primeape hits really hard. Having one stage rotating, that's the thing I'm discovering with this challenge. Is just, it's not necessarily, you know, just being able to utilize the fact that 1 point exists has been pretty impactful, especially when you're powering up someone who can deal a decent amount of damage. You see it with like Tyranitar, who takes a while, but is pretty beefy and hefty for someone. So we're going to go ahead and play against this guy. He's an imposter. There is no other Gary besides me. Gary Blue, same kind of character. I prefer Blue to Gary, even though when I was a kid, I thought Gary Oak was the coolest guy in the world. We're going to have Blastoise go first. We're going to lead with Poliwag. Definitely who we want to lead with if we are going first. Just because we could get the Misty high roll. They've got a Snorlax. Well, we are a fighting type gym. Yeah, the other person's going to have to come back and try to get that Storm badge at a different time because it's just not going to cut it today. He wasn't able to prove himself. Had he used his Grimer the way he needed to, he might have been able to earn that badge. But right now, we've got Poliwhirl. We've got Misty. I kind of want to just see if we can get a little cheeky. Let's see if we can get some early damage. Being able to attack turn 1 normally wouldn't matter, but Misty, yes. All right, that's all we need. We don't need anything crazy. And now we're just suddenly on a great curve to be attacking and putting on pressure on the opponent. They're playing a water deck also, so I'm expecting them to use Irida. I will keep wanting to say Alima, but she's not a painter. She could be. I haven't played Pokemon AZ or... is it AZ? No, Pokemon Legends Arceus. There we go. I'm excited for ZA when it does come out, though. I already like the idea of this deck. I think like a Snorlax Berry deck where you have Greninja. Being able to just do damage from the bench is pretty cool. I think that card has a lot of, like, we've seen that it has a lot of, you know, potential with like Gyarados in the second when Mythical Island came out and whatnot. Before it was just like not enough payoff for anything. This Rocky Helmet's going to be a little annoying. Great wall we've got in Snorlax. We're going to go ahead and go here. So that might have been not necessarily a misplay, but it could have been smart for us to use. Never mind. I was going to say we could pull it out and kind of start pressuring with Mankey, but then we lose our only water energy, right? Which is not good. We definitely don't want to do that. Not the best pulls, not the best flips. We are going to go ahead and stay here. We really want to see the Poliwrath because now we're in like a weird situation where like they're about to get set up and we're not going to be able to do much. Research into research. Fine on turn 1, less fine a little later because it kind of puts you a little behind. But right now, if they have Berry, they're going to just knock us out, and it looks like they might. They have a full grip. Anytime that's going on, you assume that there's going to be something. I like that Snorlax has suddenly Berry has turned Snorlax into a card that's actually worth like talking about. I will say also though, if they do Berry this turn, we can get the Primeape set up, but if we can't get the other Berry going, we're also in like kind of already in a losing situation where we need to like see the other Poliwag, hit another Misty, get Poliwrath set up in order to gain advantage back in this game. At least need to see the other Poliwrath, but if we draw it now, it doesn't do us any good if they bury us. But they could be sitting over there going, oh, I don't have it. Oh, they're researching, so they don't have it. So we have the opportunity to use our research, go into Poliwrath, and then Snorlax will always die on the flip side because he's going to take our counterattack damage. It's like our own little Rocky Helmet. You could be using like Rocky Helmet in this deck. It's like a fun little combo with like Druddigon or like Poliwrath, but I think just giving them the bonus health. Oh, smart. So our opponent is playing okay. You know, instead of just committing that to our Snorlax, he's going to start getting him set up on the bench because if you don't have it, you don't have to use it yet. We're going to draw. No, we did not get it. So, again, awkward situation here where there's not a whole lot we can do. We can attack. Really, they're waiting on Berry. I imagine that they have it by now. We're going to go ahead and get our Mankey set up. One of the alternatives too is we don't have to attack with Mankey first. That's just a way to deal damage to ourselves. With the Primeape attack, we'll actually kind of get set up by our opponent's Snorlax having the Rocky Helmet. So if we knock it out, even if we're at full health, we'll be able to knock it out with the weakness, take our Rocky Helmet damage, and then we'll be set up to deal the 100. We've also got the Misty in hand, so there's the berry. Yep, knew that was coming. As soon as they committed that energy, we knew that we were about to get attacked. They will steal this attack from us. Now, we have a small option. Nah, I'm just going to go into the Primeape. I was going to say we could send this Mankey in, but the fact that Froakie could come out and it has a 1 energy attack could take us out. We're going to sit through this sleep. Are they asleep or not? But it doesn't matter. They're still going to take the same amount of damage. They're still going to be knocked out. They are going to wake up. Good for them. It's likely you will between the 2 turns. We've got the second Primeape in our hand, which is cool. Next turn we can start getting that set up. We'll go here. We only have one more option for this. We have to get the Misty to get the Poliwrath set up. Otherwise, we just need to get Poliwhirl. And we got it. Okay, cool. So we're in the game. We're still in the game. Especially, we are about to take Snorlax out. I don't know what else they have. It just seems like they've got to have like double Greninja, maybe something else in hand. We're going to go ahead and Giantscape this Primeape. Keep him healthy in case any nonsense. I don't think there is enough nonsense in the game, but thank for this weakness. We are able to take it out without having the damage, and the cape insulates us by having us be damaged and increasing our attack. But yeah, it looks like they really need to draw. They can't have Froakie in hand, or they would have for sure evolved. They can't have, oh goodness, the middle one is, I'm missing the middle one. Froakie, something Greninja, Frogadier. They can't have Frogadier in hand, or they would have done it last turn, so they might have just drawn it. They really need to get another basic set up, another Snorlax. So they're going to Sabrina in. We're going to send them our Mankey, because we can just X-speed it out, or just use 1 energy on it. We can just get it out. Did they just lose? Yeah, they just lost. I guess I have no idea what their grip could have been. Maybe just... stuck on card. Oh, and that's why you can't mess with me, Chuck, the 5th gym leader. I'm the Nuzlocke Ender. You can't use your flying types against my Primeapes. You can't come at my Poliwrath without taking some damage on the flip side. Anyway, yeah, the deck was okay. Having to rely on a coin flip to generate the energy that you need to attack with Poliwrath is not good, but it performed a little better than I thought it would. Last game, the opponent just kind of bricked. It'd be like that sometimes. It is pocket. 20 card decks feels like it wouldn't happen as much. And then you also had it where, we kind of got destroyed the first one. But the second game went pretty well for us, and we were able to kind of show off some of the strengths of both Poliwrath and Primeape and show that, maybe we gave out 1 Storm Badge today, but not anybody can just roll over Chuck, all right? So thank you for watching. I hope this is the first episode without any crazy issues. I think the audio is fixed. I think the video is fixed. I think the lighting is fine. So yeah, anyway, if you enjoyed, leave a thumbs up, like, comment, subscribe. I have a new episode every couple days, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Excited to see you in the comments. Let me know if you enjoyed the double feature type thing. I could continue doing like a Chuck or like different kinds of characters, or we can continue. We just happened to roll this, and I said we got to go with the Chuck theme. So let me know in the comments below if you want to see more double features, if it's interesting when you have this like super reliance on a coin flip, or if you just want to see some different styles of decks. I try to avoid using the same nonsense every time. I could have played like Primeape, Lucario, Sudowoodo EX, and I'm sure that deck would have been really good. But that deck is just like going to be the same every fighting type. Insert that's not Primeape. You just play Sudowoodo, you play Lucario, you play any other fighting type. Suddenly, that's not interesting, right? So want to try to pair them up, do some different things, utilize the fact that they each have their own little strengths, or sometimes they're just not that good, and we're going to desperately be fighting for a win. But yeah, thank you again for watching. I'm going to probably cut this a little bit, but maybe not, because, again, I suck at this audio-visual stuff. All right, enough with all that. See ya.